This is one area of my garden that we started to clean, and I always start from here because I see it right from my kitchen window. So I always, when I make my coffee in the morning, it's the first thing I see. So it's always the first area that I like to prep. So we started cleaning yesterday. I didn't continue on that side because actually my mister was chasing me, and at one point he locked the shed because I was itching to get my pressure washer out and start cleaning all the walls. But where I live, look at me, it's still cold. As a matter of fact, lots of our annuals aren't out yet, and so I'm gonna complete that area once I can clean all my walls and do all the fun stuff. But I wanted to start from here, first because I see it from my kitchen, but also because I could give you guys lots of amazing explanations from here, and a bit of more of understanding about planting and not just choosing the right plants for the right area, but also understanding how they get damaged, the flowers, what grows, why doesn't it grow. And this area right here, if you look at the big photo that I posted yesterday, like there is a top area there and the wall is there, but there's also a lot of drainage, right, from underneath. So when I plant things on the ground, I have to be very careful of what I plant because it's too wet and it won't grow. Things will just die because some of the flowers, the plants, whatever we choose, they don't like the roots to be totally wet, right? The same is true for the pots. So when we prepare our pots, and I have two kinds over here because I wanted to show you. So some of them come that have these holes on the bottom, and you always want to buy pots that have holes on the bottom. And if they don't, I'm going to show you. And this also comes with a dish. So that allows water not to sit because the roots do not like to sit in water. They don't want to be dry. Hey, everybody, I'm missing everybody. I'm sorry. Hey, Lisa. Hi, everybody. Hold on. Oh, thank you, Shanna. Thank you, everybody. All right, so this comes with a dish attached to it that then you turn one way or the other to loosen it up so that the water can spill out. This kind, because of this area that doesn't really drain very well, I usually plant my annuals in here and I put it on the ground, but I also put gravel under it. First of all, I like it. Second of all, it creates some kind of an interest to the area, right? Hi, guys. Who said that? You just heard about me? Well, I'm glad you did. Well, we're here with Craft Around the Clock. So you guys, hey, Vicky. So if you guys are new to Craft Around the Clock, make sure you go to the page, and it's a free Facebook group, and we bring you lots of amazing crafting and surprises. So we're always doing something. I'm gardening today. I'm going to be sewing tomorrow. So if you want to know what else we're doing, maybe I'm going to make a wreath tomorrow. We'll see how the day goes, right? The other day I went from cleaning to painting to going to the garden center. My husband's like, what else did you do today? I said, I cooked. I made dinner. All right, so these kind of pots. First of all, I left the price in there because I want you guys to see. This is about 1.5 feet. It's from Dollar General. It was only $10. What happens is that when you get it, that hole is not there, okay? It is pre-done a little bit. However, you can go in with a screwdriver and hit it, or you can put a drill. Just use a drill Where's my pink drill? Love power tools, right? And then you do the same on the bottom. On the bottom, I usually make a larger, and it seems like it broke, but it didn't. I actually do that on purpose so that it has a little bit more drainage. Hey, Anita. Hey, everybody. And then we put that on. Now, to create, so first of all, this is a very tall pot. So if you were to dump just potting soil in here, it's a lot of potting soil, right? So we're going to build up, first of all, a drainage, and second of all, to take up a little space, right? So that we can then plant our flowers. Now, what are you going to plant? So when you go to your local Home Depot, Walmart, whatever you choose to buy your flowers, right? So there is a difference between perennials and annuals. So the perennials come back, and we like some of those. We love some of those. Annuals are the pretty things that, you know, at the end of the pretty summer, they're gone. And I was very lucky to grow up with a set of grandparents that loved flowers and a set of grandparents that loved vegetables. So I got the best of both worlds, right? So, but the first thing you want to do, no matter where you purchase them, it will indicate somewhere, I don't know if you can see it from here, if it's full sun, full shade, part shade, it will tell you where it needs to be, okay? Hi, everybody. Hey, Courtney. Welcome, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm not paying much attention, but I'm trying to, hold on. Let me bring you guys down just a little bit more so you can see more into the pot. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Okay. So you want to choose if it's full sun, full shade, partial sun, or whatever, you know, the case might be. In this case, so where I am right now, it is full sun. So I always pick things like impatiens. They die here because it's too much sun. Impatiens is a type of annual that prefers mostly shade. So down here, just like 10 feet down from where I am, impatiens grow beautifully. And I will show you as I keep planting. So it is very cold over here. My local nursery where I was the other day, and I did a live, oh my gosh, we had so much fun. And I went into the tropical section, greenhouse, and we went back with the mister. But we decided not to buy anything yet because it's still too cold here. Okay, it's still too cold. Usually around Mother's Day, it starts to warm up here. That the like this is going in the garage tonight. Like I'm not leaving it out because you guys, it is cold. So you got to keep that in mind. But I'm picking things that stay in full sun and making sure that I can care for them, right, throughout the summer. So this area gets full sun, and I water it usually between 8 or 10 in the morning. I found that that's the best time to water this section. And we have a tank in the back of my shed. Well, it's not my shed, but our shed, one of the big sheds. We have a huge tank because I have well water. So I don't want the cold well water to go straight into my plants, whether it's morning or evening, right? Because you never water this kind of stuff during the day when it's hot and the sun is beating on it. Not a good thing, okay? So morning or late evening between 6 or 7, that's the best time. Gail, I'm in New York, and it's cold today. Yesterday we had a gorgeous day. It was beautiful. The sun was out. But today it's the same temperature, but without the sun being out, it feels cold. All right, so let's start building our plant. Now, if you guys follow my page, you also know that I love to create with natural things. And we have lots of tree trunks that my husband has cut down. And I love to create with this. So we're going to do something else with that. And I'm going to show you guys how to make this beautiful topiary. You probably can't see it, but I'm going to show you. Hey, Lori. Hey, everybody. I'm going to show you how to make a topiary with ivy. And this is a tree that was here. Unfortunately, it didn't make it. After 17 years, decided that, you know, he wanted to retire. So I asked my husband to leave the part of the trunk here. So I always build something to it. So here we're going to do a whole succulent arrangement. Not today, but you'll see it. So make sure you follow my page and you'll be able to see what we're going to do with this beauty. So I'm going to go and I'm going to start. Let me move this. I want to make sure you guys, there we go, so I can tilt over and you guys can see. So the first thing, I have lots of these beautiful rocks around. Oh yeah, Lori, I have a whole arrangement we're going to do with that. So I'm just putting, oops, some big rocks right in here. A couple more. And this also helps get it a little, you know, heavy and sturdy. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Yes, Diane, because I don't want like the well water to go straight onto my plate, especially in the vegetable garden. That's not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. So, and then I'm going in with some gravel. And now I'm going to show you that at this point, I have the pot filled to here, right? So having the big rocks on the bottom allows the roots to still find a way to go into, right? So it doesn't, because, you know, that happens too. And especially here, it's not leveled, right? It kind of slopes down a little bit. I mean, I do build it up. However, you know, you want to make sure. So I'm filling with this and I am up to here. Okay, so I have about a quarter, look at that, a third of the pot that is filled with both the big rocks and the small gravel. Okay, you don't have to, you could do either or. As long as you build it up with something that won't disintegrate, you can choose to do anything you want in here. Okay, I'm going to put just a little bit more. And then we're going to go onto the potting soil, which you definitely want to start off. I always buy my Miracle Grow potting soil. It's got a good mixture of everything. And then season after season, I usually take some out, put some new one in, and mix it all together just to get more of the newness in there, right? Some more nutrients and some like that. I do not use, thanks, Kelly. I know, Diane. Yes, Tony, that's right, because it's still too cold. And as a matter of fact, this is coming inside. We went yesterday to get a few things. The nursery only had perennials, and Home Depot had some annuals, but I wasn't gonna really like invest too much in it because I have to bring everything in. So I'm just gonna give you like the beginner ways, because what I do from here till I can plant, I prep all my pots. And it's okay for them to stay outside, but I prep all my pots. So like this one, if this was from last year, I take some of the potting soil out, put some new in, and mix it all in together. I do not use any type of, hold on, the word just left my head. Hi, Stacy. Yeah, it's cold here. And Tony, the plants are different. This is why it's always important to go to a garden center or nursery or whatever you want and pick things that are good for your area, obviously, you know, and where you're going to plant them. Sun, shade, well-drained area, not so well-drained, like this specific spot right here, right? So you want to pay attention to that. I don't use plant food that you purchase. I don't use the Miracle Grow stuff. I use more natural things. I do not have a compost thing anywhere on my property. We have bears. We have lots of unwanted guests. So we do not do that. However, I do use a lot of banana peels and a lot of the coffee, leftover coffee from my espresso, especially because that's how we grew up. We grew up using all of that in our, as fertilizer. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word. You guys, welcome everybody. Listen, if you're new to my page, make sure you like and follow me, and you can also go into the comments, type in notify, exclamation point notify, and you will always know when we go live and watch what we do. One day is life plans, tomorrow's sewing, then we're going to do some wreaths and all the fun home decor. So I'm just going to go in and start putting some of the soil, potting soil. And as you play with it, it kind of starts to go down a little bit. You want to make sure you don't have any air pockets. I'm actually going to take some off. And for those who know me, they're probably looking at me like, she's not wearing any gloves. What? Because, you know, me and my nails. But I need to be real. Touch, feel, and all of that fun stuff. Let me see if I'm missing any questions. Oh yes, Shauna, totally so fun. So fun. Not, my husband doesn't think so, especially when we go and start to get all the flowers. And when I was at the nursery, my friends and I were laughing because after I was done with the live, we just sat down and had coffee because they were about getting ready to close down. And she's like, oh, I can't wait to see him. I'm like, yeah, we're coming. So, there are some beautiful foliage that I use in my pots, right? They are colorful. They have some pink, some reds. Usually I get the red ones because those are my husband's favorites. However, they're not out yet. So what I am going to do, so we're going to take this out, and I know my geranium is going to grow pretty, but it's also going to come down. So I'm going to put him on the side, kind of like that. So with the pot that you take out, you can kind of, you know, mark where you want it to be. So you see how nice and tight this is? You want to kind of break off the bottom and loosen up the roots a little bit, because this little thing has been in here for quite some time. So this one is actually pretty moist, but sometimes this part is very dry and we don't want to just plant it like that. So you want to gently loosen that up, right? Preferably in the pot. So I'm just going to make a little spot right there, and I'm going to keep on breaking them down so that my roots, and you see how I'm leaning my flower toward the front, and keep pushing down. So there's my first, so I know this is here, and now this little guy, I'm gonna leave it here because I know that I'm going to get my other annual that aren't out yet and plant it back here, because all the foliage is going to give me the height that we want. Okay, and that's what's going to go there. And now I want to go and put in my dahlia. But before I do this, I'm going to do something that I usually do, and it's not something, you know, whatever, but I have this gorgeousness over here, and it's called the creeping plucks. Okay, this is technically a perennial, which means that it keeps coming back. Okay, and it also grows. It grows, it expands. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Usually I buy 1 or 2 of these, and they take full sun also, and I just break them apart and plant them in the front of my pots, right? Let's say I didn't have the topiary here, I would totally get this, put it in a pot, and make it come down. Okay? Yes, absolutely. I just absolutely love to do this. So let's break it up. And the same thing, you guys. Okay, so perfect example. This is very usually when you pull out, it just totally comes out of your pot. This one is being a bit stubborn. It's not coming out. So you just squeeze onto the plastic, and this is very soft plastic, and loosen it up a little bit. And also, you see, because it's been in here for a long time, you see all the roots coming through. Yeah, root bound. Thank you, Laurie. So there you go. And now I'm squeezing on the bottom and gently pulling up, so it's coming. You see all those roots right there? That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Okay, so I'm just going to break it apart. And you're not hurting the plant. Just when you break it apart, take a lot of the roots with you. Take the roots with you. And I'm going to go right in the front, break more, and plant it in. When I'm planting, I'm making sure that around my new plant and my pretty, there is no air pockets. That's super important, you guys, when you plant in here and when you plant on the ground, especially on the ground. You don't want any air pockets around whatever it is that you are planting. So you want to make sure that you kind of press down a little bit. This one needs, but we're gonna go back and fill with more. So with my potting soil, once I'm done, I always make sure that you totally cover the flower that you're planting, right? So once we put this in, you want this part covered. I usually cover it at least an inch. Hey everybody! No gloves. I know, Lori, right? I know, I said it. My people that know me, they know me and my nails, and I'm not using any gloves, right? But I needed to, like, you know, I needed to be, like, with my stuff today. All right, so let's not forget that we are leaving this spot for all my pretty other annual. And now right in here, I'm going to put my dahlia. Now, my pot is pretty tall, so the roots will have plenty to grow, but I am not going to put more than 4 in here because I want my flowers to be beautiful. I don't want them to suffocate each other. Does that make sense? So I'm going with my dahlia, which I absolutely love. And this is gorgeous on the ground. But again, full sun And you see, I'm breaking them apart, right? So that the roots have a way to go. Could move this for now. And the same thing that you do for your pot, the same procedure, let's call it. Break out the roots, make sure that you cover all the air pockets, right? And make sure that you cover at least an inch over the plant. Okay, so this is going to be very pretty coming down, and here I'm going to leave that because that's my spot for my other annual. Am I missing questions? I'm sorry. Nick, hey Nick. You know me and my geraniums, right? I love me some geraniums. A few years ago in one of the local garden centers, I had found hanging geraniums, and I have like a patio right here, and I have these pots, and I had all these gorgeous hanging geraniums, and I haven't been able to find them ever since, and they closed down. But this year, you guys, I'm gonna hunt. I want my real hanging geraniums. I want my patio, my rail to look like the balconies in Italy, right? With all the gorgeousness right there. So here we're going to put, you know what, you guys? It's 3:30. Guess what? We have 15 minutes, so we're going to do the succulent arrangement. So this is what you do. And again, if you were planting this directly onto the ground, make sure that whatever you're planting, hey Mary, what are air pockets? Pam, air pockets are just like empty pockets that form when you dig the hole to put your plant in there, and if you don't cover it really good back up with the dirt, potting soil or dirt, depending on where you're planting, it keeps the open spots. It usually, I noticed for me, it usually mostly happens when I'm planting on the ground. So that's where I pay a little bit more attention, right? So you want to just make sure that you bring that dirt down and cover up the whole thing so that the roots will grow instead of die in that air pocket, because they have nothing to feed, nothing to grab on, nothing to move on, right? So this is going to go in. So you want good drainage, whether it's in the pot or on the ground. So make sure you have your gravel, your rocks, whatever you want to use for the bottom of your pot. And if you put them on the ground, again, like I wouldn't be able to plant right here on the ground because it's too much drainage from the top, right? That it kind of kills my plants. Oh, thank you, Wanda. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And I have more geraniums. However, it's still too cold over here, you guys. And yesterday I had a lot of fun. I started cleaning, you know, hubby was helping. And then we have the vinca. And this is gorgeous too, especially on my pots up there. I bring you guys down. But this comes down and it's absolutely gorgeous. Again, you can totally put it in a pot as well, and it keeps growing and it gets beautiful. However, some spots I will not plant it because it gets so long, like right here on my patio. I wouldn't put it in my hanging baskets because it latches onto my roses and it's not a pretty thing anymore, right? So again, you really have to know your stuff and know where to plant it. This gets big and long, but if you have other plants underneath it, this latched onto my rose and my husband was like, I'm like, all right, I gotta clean it. And it's not that easy to clean this off the roses, right? So you wanna pay attention to that. But again, this we leave here. Good drainage, good potting soil. Make sure that you break your roots. Make sure that you do all the pretty things. and that you pay attention, just so that it doesn't run away from me. Pay attention to the area. Is it full sun, full shade, partial some? You know, you wanna pay attention to that. All right, so let me grab, okay. So we all know how much I love all these natural elements, right? So I wanna have succulents in here. And this is, of course, a little too tall. So again, I'm going to build with the rocks. And I did get potting mix that it's for succulents. I found it Home Depot, Walmart, mostly everybody has it. Oh, Mary, I love Vinca. Love. Oh, thank you. It's not done yet. It's a work in progress. Still too cold to do all the things I want to do. And I told you guys, he went and locked the shed because he knew I was dying to grab the pressure washer. And he's like, nope, not today, girl. Not today. All right, let me see if maybe we could do it this way. Without making too much of a mess. Okay. All right. And it's filled to here. Oh, look how pretty. Look how pretty. Okay. Guys, I've never done this. I don't know all the names of the succulents. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. And we are just... So the reason why the potting mix for succulent is a bit different is because they need a little bit more sand and a couple of other things that I can't pronounce in there. So that's why we have a specific type of soil that it's a little bit more loose and a little bit more sandy. How about that? So I'm just filling in. And I always pat it down a little bit so that, again, there's no air pockets. And we have a nice area for our succulents. I've never done this, you guys, so correct. Oh, Jenny, that sounds beautiful. Thank you, Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how are you? I'm sorry, you guys, I'm not paying attention. Thank you all for joining me today. This is a special event put together from our wonderful Miss Tracy with Craft Around the Clock. This is Garden Gale's event, and we have a sewing event. So I'm gardening today, sewing tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. We're going to make simple curtains. You guys know I used to do window treatments. That was my first business. And in the morning, we're going to do the window treatment. And in the afternoon, very simple, basic, you guys. And in the afternoon, later on in the day, we are going to do matching placemats. So I hope you join me. All right, let me grab all my succulents. Hey, stay here. Thank you. So I'm starting with this beauty right here. My first time on your page. Welcome, Pam. Janice from Alabama. Welcome, everybody. I'm just having fun in my little heaven over here. So I'm just going in. And I am simply placing them on the soil, because then we're going to go in and cover it a little more and also put gravel. So this is going to grow a little taller. Look at this cutie right here. Again, sorry you guys, I'm sorry, but I am not familiar with all the names of the succulents. I always loved them, but I never really dealt with them. And this, to me, looks like something that it's also going to grow pretty tall, right? So I think, hey, stay here. I think I want to put him here. I think you need, there we go. Hello, beautiful. Yeah, so my mom has amazing, gorgeous succulent plants, and she keeps sending me photos, and I'm like, Mom, stop it, you're making me jealous. So this year I decided that, okay, we're gonna give succulents a chance outside, and I just broke it off. Okay, we're gonna give them a chance. I think I want, so no, let me change my mind. This is going to go here, and I'm leaving them fairly on top, and they have plenty room with their own succulents topsoil to grow in. And this one, look at this, you guys. This looks like almost like velvet. Look how pretty that is. That is so pretty. So I want her here. And I'm going to cover. And be gentle. And then I'm going to go put one more here, which I think I like this. Right here. And we're going to cover it up. You guys, if this is your first time watching me, first of all, thank you all for being here. And whether it's your first time or you've been with me for a while, I want to thank you all, because today, this morning, yesterday in the afternoon, I hit 28,000 followers, and I couldn't do it without all of you. So I thank you for being on my page, and I thank you for coming to my page. So if you're new, welcome, and thank you. And if you've been here with me, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I know, Shanna, you're right. Thank you, Billy. Yeah, it's definitely an amazing feeling, you guys, you know? So I want to thank you all. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. What time is it? Oh, 3 more minutes, you guys. You see what happens? Time flies when you're having fun. So now, I don't know if this gravel that I have is a little too big, but we're gonna make it work. Yeah, I think it's good. I can't wait to show my mom. She'd be so proud. But she's got these plants that were like years that she has them, and they keep getting bigger and bigger, and they're gorgeous. Gorgeous. She has this cactus thing that puts out all these gorgeousness of flowers, and I'm like, Mom, I want that. And she looks at me, she goes, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I know, you're right. You're right. The weather here is a lot different than it is in Italy, where she can keep it outside in the winter, and I wouldn't be able to. So there you go. There you go, you guys. Look how pretty that is, and it's gonna look really cute. In here, too bad that I have to bring all this prettiness inside tonight because it's a little too cold. Oh, thank you, Gail. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much, you guys. Oh, thank you. 28,000. Vicky, you put it, oh my gosh, you wrote it like that. It's like, whoa, it's real. It's real. Oh, thank you, Diane. Thank you, guys. So we're going to continue because there's a lot of areas in my garden, and I'll keep you updated. This week, stay tuned. Make sure you follow my page. I'm also going to start lots of my seeds, the vegetables and stuff like that. So make sure you follow. Yeah, so that you can check out all the pretty things. The way we split this up, you guys, if you have asta around your yard, you can split that as well. I think we made like about 15 extra plants yesterday, just splitting the ones that I have, and I have like a few different kinds. I have the green with the yellow, I have the purple one. I have a bunch of them all around my property, and every year I keep splitting them and making more, and so that we could keep adding on, because I have about 1.75 acres, so that's a lot to, to make pretty, right? All right, you guys, mwah, I want to thank you all for being here. Go back to Craft Around the Clock, refresh the page, and make sure you watch all the other creators coming today. Tomorrow we're also going to be sewing and doing lots of fun things, so make sure you follow us all on Craft Around the Clock. Mwah. Bye, guys. Thank you for being here.